It's a tough time for being Koto. Sure, it looks like fun from the outside, but there's a lot more than that. To find out about it, you will know it's time for me to read along with my memory book. Let's begin. I like Koto. I like Fuzz. I like games. The children like Koto. For instance, I got Texas Dinosaur, Percival Pig, Mr. Rotator Head, Dingle Dog, Silly Fish and dozens of others. But my favorite character is Koto, a hero karate player who talks when I pull the string. Reach for the stars. You probably like your characters in games too. But did you ever wonder what they do when you leave the room? At my house, all-time players come alive. One day, before my family was planning to move, Koto called the characters to order. Okay, first out of the day, has everyone picked a moving buddy, recalled. I don't want any players left behind. A moving buddy, if you don't have one. Oh yes, there's a slightly note here. My best video game Conrad's birthday party has been moved for today. The players gasped with such force as their change of plans meant that today I would be getting new games. And if I got new games, I might throw my old games away in the box. Kato sensing panic to try to calm everyone down. I'm not worried, you shouldn't be worried. At Kato's command, a group of greenish slime soldiers hustled downstairs carrying a talking monitor. Upstairs, the characters heard the soldier's voice through the speaker, describing my presence. We've got a lunchbox here. Okay, the second present, it appears to me. Okay, it's spreadsheets. The characters seemed safe for another year. But there was one more surprise present. It's a huge package. Oh, it's a Texas humped the speaker and the batteries fell out. At the same time, there was a cheer from downstairs. The children came racing upstairs to my room, as the characters scrambled back to their places. My friends shoved Kato from his place in the bed and put a new game there. They played with it, then raced back downstairs when it was time for games and prizes like Kato Dash. As the characters stirred, they heard a voice. Super fast to start command, come in. Why didn't they answer? Kato climbed back up onto the bed and faced his worst fear, the superstar game character a child could want, the superstar Fuzz. He gulped. There has been a bit of mix-up. This is my spot, see the bed here. The other game players crowded around Fuzz. Texas shook his hand. I'm so glad you're not like Tyrannosaurus Alan and I coming you for breakfast. Say, what's that button do? Fuzz pressed the button, the wings popped out. All the characters were much impressed, except for Kato. These are plastic. He can't fly. Yes, I can. Stand back, everyone. Fuzz leaped off the bed and headed straight for the floor. Then he bounced off a rubber ball and landed in a race car. The race car took off on a track, spun through a loop and off a jump. Fuzz flew out of the race car grabbing onto an airplane hung from the ceiling. After spinning around, he landed back on the bed. The characters cheered. Kato couldn't believe it. In a couple of days, everything will be just the way it was. They'll see, I'm still with Conrad's favorite video game. Suddenly, the sound of barking interrupted the players. They rushed to the window. It was Spud the dog next door, which was Snyder his owner, who loved to torture players. Texas shook his head. Oh no, I can't bear to watch one of these again. As the players looked on helplessly, Snyder strapped a firework to his combat car, lit the fuse, and blew that player to smithereens. Snyder cheered. Yes, he's gone. That was very sweet. Did you see that Spud? The little bookie turned away. The sooner we move, the better. Late that afternoon, the family finished packing boxes. My mom told him they were going to Pizza Hut. That was my favorite pizza restaurant for the last time. She said I could bring one player. But Kato was listening that I knew would be either Kato or Fuzz. Seeing a space between the edge of the desk and the wall, Kato got an idea. Superstar Fuzz, we've got trouble. A helpless player is trapped. As Fuzz leaned over the edge, Kato steered a remote-controlled car toward him. Fuzz got out of the way, but the desk lamp swung around and accidentally knocked him out the window. Mr. Rotator Head saw it all. Couldn't handle Fuzz cutting in on your playtime, could you? didn't want to face the fact that Fuzz just might be Conrad's new favorite video game, so you got rid of him. No wait, I can't explain everything. Koto never had the chance, because just then I came into my room. Mom, do you know where Fuzz is? Just grab some other player and come on. So I picked up Koto and carried him out to the van, past the bush where Fuzz has landed. Fuzz, seeing me taking Koto into the van, raced after him and hopped onto the backseat. The van pulled into a gas station, and I got out and left Koto on the backseat. Koto looked up and saw Fuzz covered with mud, staring at him through the sunroof. I just want you to know that even though you tried to suspend me, revenge is not a best served 3 times the dish we promote on my planet. Koto sighed with relief. Oh, that's good. But we're not on my planet, are we? Fuzz lunged for Koto, fell off the seat, out the open door, and rolled under the van. They were still on the ground fighting, when the door slid shut and the van drove away. Koto watched the van leave. I'm lost. Fuzz was upset for a different reason. And you, my friend, are responsible for delaying my adventure for my star command. You are a player. You are not the real superstar Fuzz. You are an action figure. You are a childless video game plaything. Fuzz shook his head. What a sad, strange little man. You have my pity. Farewell. As Fuzz walked off, a Pizza Hut delivery truck with a plastic surfboard in its roof pulled into the station. Koto had found a way back to me, but Fuzz had to go too. Fuzz. I found a surfboard. Fuzz peered inside the truck. Now you're sure the space freighter will return to its port of origin once the jet's its food supply? Koto nodded. Yeah, and when we get there, we'll be able to find a way to transport you home. Sure enough, the truck took them to its port of Pizza Hut. Fuzz looked around in amazement. What a surfboard. Then Koto spotted me and my mom and my baby sister Sally. Seeing a basket in Sally's stroller, Koto grinned. Okay, when I say go, we're going to jump in the basket. But Fuzz was gone. Fuzz has spotted a game shaped like a rocket and thought it might take him home. Inside the claw machine, he found himself surrounded by aliens. I'm Superstar Fuzz, who's in charge here? The aliens pointed up a giant crane. The claw is our master. The claw chooses who will go and who will stay. Koto had followed Fuzz into the game, gazed up in horror. Oh no, Snyder, the global neighbor, was at the controls. The claw came down. It grabbed Fuzz and pulled him upward. Koto clung to his legs, desperately trying to pull him free. Snyder was thrilled. Alright, double prizes. Snyder raced home with Koto and Fuzz in his backpack. He tossed the pack onto his bed, shut the door and went downstairs. Koto got out of the pack, ran across the bed, and leaped out onto the doorknob. It's locked. There's got to be another way out here. There was a noise behind him, and a bare head looked out from under the bed. Koto smiled. Hi there, little fella, come out here. Do you know the way out here? The head continued toward him, propelled by a creepy red and blue spider-like body made from the pieces of an erector set. In horror, Koto scrambled back up onto the bed. The Fuzz. The calling of the creepy red spider-like blue bear was joined by other born dead mutant enemies assembled from parts that Snyder had thrown into the floor. Koto jumped inside the backpack, and Fuzz zipped it shut, punching a button in his chest. Mayday, Mayday, come in, Superstar Command. Send reinforcements. He adjusted his laser light and turned to Koto. I set my laser from monotonous stone to kill. Here, if anyone attacks us we can blade them to death. But instead of attacking, the other born and dead mutant enemies crept back out of sight. Koto and Fuzz were safe for the time being at least. The next morning, Snyder went downstairs. Koto jumped to his feet. The door is open, we're free. Koto and Fuzz raced for the hallway, but their path was blocked by the born and dead mutant enemies. As the born monsters approached, Fuzz turned to Koto. Shield your eyes, he fired his laser, but nothing happened. Koto shook his head in disgust. You idiot, you're a player. Use your karate chop action. Koto pushed a button on Fuzz's back, and his arms began chopping. The boy and dead mutant enemies backed away, giving Koto and Fuzz room to slip through the door. While Koto was scouting the hallway, Fuzz ducked inside another room. Behind him, a voice rang out. Calling Superstar Fuzz's Superstar command. The voice was coming from an advert on television. They advertised Superstar Fuzz's games. Koto had been right after all. Fuzz was just a player. Fuzz stunned and staggered to the top of the stairs. He opened his wings and jumped, hoping to fly. Instead, he crashed to the floor. By the time Koto found him, discovered by Snyder's sister Anna, she had dressed him up for a tea party and given him a new name. Would you like some tea, Mrs. Bissett? When Emma left the room, Koto ran inside. He found Fuzz with one arm. Look at me. I can't even fly out of a window. Koto smiled. Out the window? Fuzz, you're a genius. He dragged Fuzz back into Snyder's room, then stood in the window and called to Milos. Hey guys, when the characters appeared, Fuzz wouldn't help. So Koto picked up Fuzz's arm and waved it, as if Fuzz were standing behind the window frame. Hi fellas, but Koto held the arm too high, and Mr. Rotator Head saw that it had been broken off. Murderer. You murdering egg. Once again, the characters believed that Koto had done something horrible to Fuzz. As they right away from the window, Koto tried to stop them. You've got to help us please. You don't know what it's like over here. But it was no use. Before Koto could turn around, the born and dead mutants were all over Fuzz. Koto tried to stop them. Alright, stay back you cannibals, but the enemies grabbed Fuzz's arm and pushed Koto aside. When they backed away, Fuzz's arm was in place. Koto couldn't believe it. They fixed you. He tried to thank the born and dead mutant enemies, but they scrambled back under the bed. Snyder came into the room with a brand new rocket. What am I going to blow? Hey, where's that wimpy karate dog? As Koto hid under a milk crate, Snyder spotted Fuzz. He set his toolbox in the crate trapping Koto. Then he picked up Fuzz and taped the rot in his process to his back. Yes, 2 dead monkey and 199 dead gray monkeys. Bang. There was a clap of thunder from that word, and it started to rain. Snyder looked outside. Oh man, he sat at the window, waiting for the rain to stop. Snyder wasn't the only one enjoying the sunshine. Next door, me and my mom had finished packing for their move the next day. I went to bed, feeling sad that I never found all my favorite players. While we slept, Koto called to Fuzz for help. He lay with the rocket in his back feeling too sad to move. I'm just a player. Koto glared at him. Look, over in that closet is a child who thinks you are the greatest, and it's not because you're a space player, pal. It's because you're a player. You are his player. A few moments later, the crate began to shake. Fuzz was trying to push the toolbox off. Come on, Karate Kid, there's a person over in that house who needs us. Let's get you out of this thing. Just as Fuzz managed to free Koto, but Snyder's alarm clock rang. Snyder jumped out of bed, grabbed Fuzz and headed outside. As Snyder's greatest born and dead enemies crept out from under the bed, Koto asked them for help. Please, he is my friend. He's only one I've got. The enemies gathered around. Okay, I think I know what to do. If it works, it'll help everybody. They were working together. They escaped to the backyard, where Snyder was starting to light the rocket. Suddenly, he saw Koto lying nearby. Hey, how did you get out here? As Snyder watched, an army of born and dead mutant enemies rose from the grass and marched toward him to the final battle. Koto grinned. From now on, you must take good care of your enemies. Because, if you don't, we'll find out. Koto speaks to his final words. So, Fuzz off, you'll throw Fuzz out. Loser. Snyder ran screaming into the house and defeated. As Koto rushed to help Fuzz, the car went honked. Next door, my family and their moving truck were leaving. Fuzz with the rocket still strapped to his back motioned to Koto. They raced after the truck and grabbed into the back. Koto helped him but Fuzz fell to the street. Fuzz, thinking fast, Kato found my video game box inside and dug out the remote-controlled car. He tossed it into the street and steered it toward Fuzz, who got on. Mr. Rotator Head, thinking Kato was trying to get rid of another player, called to the others. Get him. Toss him overboard. No wait, but they pushed Kato into the street. Kato bounced off the pavement and into the car, right next to Fuzz. Thanks for the ride, but the batteries ran out, and the car slowed to a stop. Kato looked around. Seeing the sun through Fuzz's helmet, he used it to focus sunlight on the rocket fuse. When the fuse looked, Kato grabbed Fuzz, and they rocketed toward the moving truck, but missed, and went soaring into the air. Fuzz popped open his wings, clearing away the rocket from his back. The two of them glided over the van. Hey Fuzz. We're flying. They dipped through the sunroof and into an open video game box next to me. He let out an happy yellow. Hey now, Kato. Fuzz. A few months later, Koto, Fuzz and the other video game players were gathered around the talking monitor once again. It was their first day of Christmas in the new house, and I was opening my presents. Koto smiled. Fuzz, you're not worried, are you? Me? No, are you? Fuzz said to Koto. Now Fuzz, what could Conrad possibly get that is worse than you? Fuzz glared at Koto and the two players smiled. They figured they were safe at least until my birthday next year. Do you think it's easy being a player? Asked Koto and Fuzz. They may not say anything to your face, but wait until you leave the room. I like Koto. I like Fuzz. I like games.